Thank you, friends. Thank you for joining today's session. Hope you're all doing good. So today we'll go through with the chapter 7 of the book Conversation with God. So far we have completed 6 chapters. There is a lot of deeper essence and meaning when we go through these chapters, even though we know some of the things, but when we read and learn again, somewhere we feel connected, somewhere, right? Again, we know there are a lot of reflection we get upon how we are living our life, and this book answers many of our questions that we are going through. Everyone has a struggles, everyone has a lot of questions. But here, whatever the author is asking and the answers he receiving from God is somewhere our questions too we have in our mind. So let's get into this chapter. So if anyone joined new today, the book we are discussing is Conversation with God, and the author is Neil Donald Walsh. This is part one, book one of this series. So there are, other books too, Conversation with God, book 2 and 3 and 4 also. But we started with the book 1. So this chapter 7, the main theme of this chapter is life is not controlled by fear or faith. You're always creating your experience through your thoughts and choices. The fear comes from attachment, right? Here author says life feels very scary and confusion. But when he, expresses this question or this feeling, then the answer comes. Fear comes from attachment to result. Right? We have a lot of desires. We want certain things. Wanting things is not wrong, but attachment to that is what is causing this fear. We always, we want many things. It's suppose if we want money or, some job or some house, anything it can be. So wanting that is not a problem. But we always have the fear, right? Whether we will get it or not. And once if we get, the fear of losing it. So every time we have these two fears, right? Will we get it or not? What if we lose it? So attachment to the outcome or the future, what will happen? These two things will be causing the fear. So we have to live with detachment. Attachment should be there to detachment. So whatever we are getting, whatever we're doing, we need to do, continue doing, but not too much attached. The fear should not be there. We should always be in the present moment. Right now, whatever we have, we should enjoy and we should live. So not to worry much about the future. But today, whatever we can do to secure the future, we should work on it. But rest, we should leave it. Too much thinking, too much worrying is also causes the fear. So wanting creates the anxiety. Choose, but do not, need. So choosing wisely is good, but again the need, when it will come, how it will happen, that need is causing the fear and suffering also. The householder's challenge. Here author says, when we are single, when any person is not in relationship or anything, when he's single, for him it's very easy to not having any desires or anything, he can live alone without any things. But when we are living with the family, kids, spouse, and everything, then definitely we have a lot of, desires, of responsibility of family. Then it's not that easy, right? Things will not go in the way we want. Then how can we overcome this challenge? So detachment is hard with family. The natural desire is to provide. Is whatever you do, the responsibility and all we should do. But again, it's not that okay, there is a gap. The pain of not being able to give that is there, whatever, because of the situations or environment, everyone has a different desires in the family. So it's not that easy. The gap is always there. Here, God is saying it's not about, solving or resolving this issue, but highlighting the gap, where the gap is coming from, right? So understanding that is important. Household path is more challenging, but how we are handling this, When I'm alone, I can do anything to myself. But when we are with the people and everything, that's where the real, the challenge comes, how we are able to live or how we are able to cope up with. So we cannot, control anyone. Everyone has their own life journey, right? We Our only thing is to do our daily job, is to provide whatever it is. If it is a wife, they will cook the food, we serve the kids. That's a family responsibility. For men, it's earning money or doing. That's the responsibility. But doing that, apart from that, we cannot change others or we cannot control anyone in the family. With kids also, they have their own desires. Everyone came their soul journey, their life path. Everyone is different. The choices they want to make, we should support them. Instead of that, okay, I'm the mother, I'm the father, my child has to become the doctor, he has to become engineer. If we do like this, then that's not right. We cannot control. Everyone has a free will, their choices they have to make. Our job is to give whatever we can and support them in their journey. Whenever required, we can give suggestions. No, this is right or this will not work, but rest we should leave on them. So definitely this is the difficult path, you know, leading a family or staying in these relationships. The survival versus higher purpose. Your author says life feels like daily survival. Like we're always, in the survival mode, earning money, worrying about tomorrow or doing a responsibility. But how can we live in a purpose? When we hear the spiritual path, the compassion, love, everything seems very good. When we listen, when we feel, the spiritual path seems very good, the purpose and everything. But in reality, it doesn't match, right? Reality will be different. So how come we balance this? What is the connection? So the desire to go beyond is the struggle. Wish for soul evolution, conflict between reality and aspiration. So what we aspire and the reality, there is a gap. So understanding that gap is very important. But how we are handling that? That is what here the author asks. So then the answer comes, misunderstanding the spiritual practice. Here God says spirituality is not the casual involvement. So many people say, I'm practicing this spirituality, I'm doing this meditation. He says from 20 years to do or whatever, but we are just, observing it. We are just trying to practice it. But 100% nobody is in the spiritual practice. We are not giving 100%. We are just practicing or trying to be in, but we are not spiritual. That's where the everything is coming. Not just reading or thinking requires full dedication. To be in the spiritual path needs full dedication, that is aligning the by body, mind, and soul. All the three, it should align properly. Then whatever comes, we handle. We think, okay, why this situation is happening? How can I overcome without blaming or judging? We accept the things. But most of the time, we learn, we read, we do meditation. But when situation comes, instead of responding, we try to react. That control, the patience is not there because we are not fully practicing it. We are not fully dedicated to this. That comes with more practice, dedication, and moment to moment conscious choice. If every moment we are taking that conscious decision, conscious choice, then there is no suffering, right? When we are not conscious, when we are not aware, then the moment, whatever decisions we are taking or whatever thoughts we are getting, what emotions we are getting, that causes suffering. Because when we are conscious, we don't encourage any of the negative thoughts, negative emotions. So they will dissolve. But when we are not conscious, we are entertaining them. We are going with them, we are giving energy and we are feeding them. So we are getting more and more of it. So that's what here the answers come from the God. So reframing the situation. You see struggle, higher view sees possibility. So whatever we see as a struggle or pain or suffering, God is saying that might be this is a chance, that there is some transformation is happening. Right now you see any situation of the struggle painful. So instead of thinking that's a failure or setback, think there is some transformation or some transitioning happening. That's why we are going through. So nothing is permanent. This will change, but we need that patience, right? One step from poor house versus one step from growth. So if we see the same step, how we see, that's where the things change, right? Everyone looks at the same thing. It might be the same situation, but how each and everyone, looks or judge or they perceive is different. So the situation is also how we perceive it. Perspective defines experience, or how we perceive. We take it, if we look at the situation as a positive learning or growth, then it's different. If we think, I'm just getting failure situations are, making me step back or fall, or I'm not able to success. If you think in that way, then we cause suffering. So meaning shapes reality. What meaning you define to any given situation, it defines the reality. So we need to think everything in a positive way. Then slowly, we overcome the pain and suffering. If we only think in a negative way, then definitely it's cause the suffering. But again, these things come from our programming, how we have been trained from childhood, how our mind is developed. Right? Every time, whatever situation comes, based on the past experience, the mind gives the suggestion or the thoughts will come or how we have to react. It comes from the past actions. So once we change that action, once we change that thought, then the new reaction will come naturally. The new way of thinking will develop. So reframing the entire situation, responsibility and independence. So, as we said, we are not responsible for the other souls, even it's our friends or family, our own kids. Avoid creating dependency. Our responsibility to take care of them, support them, provide them everything. But again, not to be dependent on us. We have to make them independent. They have to live their life. They have to make the decisions. Even for the masters, right? Any spiritual masters, gurus, or teachers, their main responsibility to make the kids or anyone independent of them. They have to give the right wisdom. They have to give the knowledge. But at the same time, they should not depend on them. That means if they give the right wisdom and knowledge, then definitely they will utilize that. Again, we should not go and again keep on asking the same thing. That means we are making them dependent on this. It might be, things, material things or knowledge, anything. We have to make people independent of us. True help creates independence, right? The right help is to create independence, not the dependence on anyone. Love should not bind us. If you have the love, you always fear, right? The people should not leave me or they should always stay with me. Then we create a dependency on them, emotional dependency or financial, anything. We don't help them 100% because we think if we do everything, then they won't come to us. They might leave us. But love should not bind people, right? It's the people choice. If once they get what they want, still if they want to be with us, it's their choice. But we cannot hold or control anyone. So that freedom should be there. The real spiritual testing. The author says spiritual tested in the real life, right? Based on the situations and everything, not in isolation or comfort. So those who are ascetic, they live alone, they live their life, they don't care about anyone. So for them, it's very easy. They can spend whole day in meditation or silence. But who is in the family, who is in society, for them, the real challenges every day they have to do the responsibilities, the desires, earning money, this, that, and how we cope up with the society. That's the real challenge. So here is where the real growth comes. If someone goes to Himalaya or somewhere, there nobody's there to disturb, right? Then the growth can happen, but it's not that much when compared when we live here in a society and when we do our practice, a spiritual practice. At the same time, we handle the responsibility, and every minute we get challenges. How we are handling them, how we are coping with them. Are we able to be in the awareness? Are we able to be in that patience? That is where the real test. So here, growth is very faster. In spite of challenges, growth is very fast. That's why we say, right? No need to live anywhere. If you want to enlighten, if you want to transform, do whatever you're doing. Live in your life, live with your family, do your responsibility. And that's the easy way to grow. So the householder path is the true test, right? When we handle the family and situations, everything, that is a true test. But we should not run away, but we should see how we can handle them. Stay in God's space. Do not lose awareness and difficulty. Whenever we get a situation, we again say to God, okay, why this is happening to me? Everything is coming to me, we start blaming. right? But that is where the challenge, the test we say, right? How we are handling or how we are being the patients. Are we becoming impatient or are truly that patience awareness is there? Are we responding or reacting? So challenges are the real test. Those who are in the spiritual path, they get more and more challenges. And just to see, how their growth is. What they have learned, are they truly implementing that? The test will be there. So peaceful mind creates solutions. If in that situations, extreme situations, painful situations, also if you are patient, your awareness is there, how you are thinking, how you are feeling, that creates the solution. If we are calm and stable in that, then definitely some solution, some way will come. But if you are keep on blaming and thinking negativity, then we create more and more of similar situations. Again, it's up to us. What we create in our mind is what we get. So awareness brings the clarity. So being in the present moment, that brings the clarity. So stay in God. Don't leave that connection. Don't leave that connection with divinity in the painful or any situation. Think it as a test. That phase will go. It's just for us to grow or, transform. We are getting the situations. How we handle that is up to us. The law of creation. So we know, right? By now we have learned many times life is created by our thoughts. So you will receive what you create, right? So many times we ask many things to God. We pray, okay, I want this, I want that, but not necessarily what we ask for, we will get. But what we create, we are 100% will get that. What we are creating with our thoughts or emotions, that we get 100% will get, even if you don't ask also, just by thinking your emotions, whatever. But when we ask, we may get or we may not get. So the most important thing is how we are thinking. Our thoughts are very, very important. Not about God's judgment. You can choose again. So not whatever situation you are getting, instead of judging about God or why it's happened, you can choose again. You can change that reality by changing your thoughts. Even in the extreme, painful or disastrous situation, by changing your thoughts, you can create your new life. You can attract the possibilities. You can attract opportunities for you by changing your thoughts. That's how important it is. So law of creation is it happens every minute. What we think is what we attract, but not necessarily what we ask. So instead of, depending, this, we should ask. We have that right. But again, whatever we are asking, we should think also. We should feel in the same way. Inside we feel, okay, I won't get it. My life is like this. But outside you pray to God, God give me this. But what you're asking and what you're thinking and what you're feeling, they're not in alignment. When all the three are in alignment, then definitely you will get it. So that alignment is very important. What we feel, what we do, and what we act upon. Those three has to be same, then the manifestation will happen faster. Where there are no doubts, no judgments, only the true belief is there, then things will happen. The conditioning and self-perfection. So negative thinking is learned. As we said, from childhood, the programming happens, right? Based on the family members or situations. Even we are learning about the chakras. So as they develop in the initial 7 years, if someone says something, the child takes it in heart. If they say, okay, you're not good at this, then he thinks, okay, I'm not good at maths, I'm not good at singing. Then he will lose his confidence to come and sing, or whenever he does maths, he has subconscious programming. My father said, you're not good. Then every time he does that thought will come, and then it makes it become so strong belief that even when he grows elder also that belief is there, I'm not good at maths. So whatever we say to kids, or at the early age, that's very important. It forms the belief system. So we are conditioned in such way based on our environments, family, or our relatives, anybody. So that is very important. We need to overcome that. You are not inherently flawed. Awareness can undo conditioning, but initially we don't know. As a kids, we don't know in schools and all, but now we know how this is, shaping our reality, how these are affecting our growth. So now with awareness, we can change this programming or these conditions and all. That is very important. So friends, the key takeaway from this chapter, fear comes from attachment, not life itself. So life is not fearful, but how, based on attachment and the fear is coming. So life is a process of conscious creation. Each and every moment we create with our thoughts and feeling. True spirituality is lived in daily life, not outside it. We just think, we are doing, I'm practicing. That's not how we are fully involved into it. Every moment, if you're, consciously living, that is, life challenges are there. It's part of life. It's not something outside. Happiness, sadness, good, bad, everything is part of life. So spirituality is lived every day with awareness. Even if the positive situation comes, you should be normal. You should not be too much happy. And if something goes wrong, being so much negative is not good. The balance should be there. Okay. Maintaining that balance is true spiritual understanding, taking everything in the same way. And the reflection points where I am attached to outcomes in my life right now. Think, where you are attached, what you are looking for, where you think you are too much attached. Do my thoughts reflect trust or doubt? So every day we get a lot of thoughts, right? About people, about situations. So is there trust or you have some doubts about it? Am I practicing awareness in real life challenges whenever you are facing some situations? So are you able to be aware, presence in that moment, or you're losing it? Just reflect upon this and try to practice more and more. Then we'll be more and more aware. We'll be more mindful in a day-to-day life. So thank you, friends. I hope this was helpful to you all. So friends, with this, let's get into the meditation. As usual, we'll be doing the breath mindfulness meditation. So as you see in the picture, sit comfortably. You can sit on chair, sofa, floor, or on the bed. Anywhere you can take a back support also. Clasp your hands, fingers into fingers, as you see in the picture, and cross your leg at ankle if you're sitting on chair or sofa. Remove your specs. You can turn off the light. The more calm and peaceful your room or your place is, the more deeper you can go into the meditation. I'll play the music and guidance. The only thing we need to do is just observe our normal natural breath. Don't forcefully inhale or exhale. Just observe how breath is going in and coming out. As you observe the breath becomes very subtle. At the time you don't feel breath, you feel there is nothing. Everything is empty around you. That is where we are going to the deep meditative state. Our goal is to empty the mind. Thoughts will come in between. It's quite common, but whenever thoughts come, immediately, bring your awareness. Okay, this is my meditation. So bring your awareness again on the breath and continue your meditation. Don't open your eyes in between. At the end, when we say, gently place your palms on your eyes for 5 seconds and then open your eyes. So let's do this meditation together. Dear friends, dear masters, sit comfortably, close your eyes, clasp your hands, fingers into fingers, observe your normal, natural in-breath and the out-breath. Don't forcefully inhale or exhale, just observe the breath. As you observe the breath, mind becomes empty. your breath, dear friends. Let thoughts come and go. Don't get distracted by your thoughts. Bring your awareness back to the breath. Go deeper and deeper into yourself. Experience emptiness. Gently bring your awareness back to the body. Feel any sensations in your body, dear friends. Recollect your experiences. What did you see or how did you feel? Now let's express gratitude. Be grateful to your parents, teachers, and mentors. Be grateful to plants, animals, Mother Nature, all the planets, the universe. Be grateful for this beautiful environment, for all the things we have. Whenever you're ready, slowly place your palms on your eyes for 5 seconds and then slowly open your eyes.